on the franchisee business. If you see the success rate of franchisee, those are humongous. If you establish a franchisee, next time you need to invest only 1/3 of the amount, so that just people should know that it's coming. So there is not a definite answer. It depends upon studio to studio, but you can always do certain things, like some other things like the press releases, shooting out to people, going for the gametrailers.com, pushing your content there, YouTube, all those links and stuff. They all help. Like if you are like you have a very tight budget of like $10, $15, $20,000, and you've done a game which you think you should go to all the people. With $10, $15,000 also you can manage the situation. So, any question? Okay, yeah.
So, person X, right? Person X plays hardcore games. Person X wants to create games, right? Yeah. Two options. Option one, to create the kind of game that you play, right? Which has very, very high entry threshold, right? So, you try and make a hardcore game that the whole world will love, that will compete with other hardcore games, right? And you will sell ultimately to an audience that mostly you're not part of, right?
Mostly?
Mostly you're not a part of, right? Mostly the people here, the penetration of hardcore games here is not so much, I would say. As a US, for example, right? So you're selling to Americans but making it in India, right? Would it not be a better idea, perhaps, as a business model, start off by creating a very small game, perhaps for free, learn the process of creating a game, learn game design, build up a team, and then go. So, I mean, would you recommend straight away getting into a hardcore game and competing with the big boys? Or perhaps it's a better idea to start with something small, understand the process, and then go bigger?
It's again a choice. The thing is that I'll not reject either way. So the thing is that if I don't have any idea which can appeal, like, to a casual gamer, or if that's where I'm, pointing it at, is that if I'm having, this wobble what we released, we released this and we made this game after like, 3 or 4 iPhone games. Those iPhone games were also a little bit, I'm not talking about the device here, I'm talking about the type of games it is. So those games, like if you see the Brutal Spy, where the guy was chopping with the chainsaw and all, it was again a little made for the hardcore audience. It was not made for anybody who just takes the iPhone and start playing those games. And so the thing is that again, I would say that if you want to do a hardcore game, and if you have an idea and get every resource, just do it. So, and there is a market. Not just because you want to learn the process. Learning process is like, what I've seen so far is that a lot of people tried to learn the process and they're stuck with it forever. They never moved to the next level. So if they want, they tried. It's not that they didn't try. They tried, but they didn't move. So the thing is that I would still say that if I have the resources, I have the idea and all those things, I'll still make a hardcore game. Why we made those casual games? Because we wanted to keep the traction alive, the studio name and the studio brand alive, because we didn't want to remain silent. That was the only strategy we had, and our game was free. So the reason why it was free was because we never intended to make any money out of it. We just wanted to keep the studio name alive. We didn't want people to wait for another 1.5 years to get to know that there is a game coming out from the studio. So if somebody wants to learn the process and this is the easy process, this looks like an easy process, do it. That's not a problem.
Right, but there would be a difference. I mean, if you start by creating something small, then the process of your growth as a person, as a designer, as a game studio would be more organic, right? You would understand how to walk, then ride a bicycle, and then, one day fly a spaceship. Otherwise, you would have to borrow talent, buy talent, and then create a spaceship.
That's not how the game industry, is formed. They were all those guys who were doing, according to their times, they were doing the, the games which are definitely not easy to make. So this is again the challenge. That's why I highlighted this it's a particular challenge. Like Vinny also said, the resources, getting the money, everything is a problem. But the thing is that my point is very, very simple, that, see, if I want to do something and I want to learn a process, I will probably learn in a big way, and then deletion is easy for me. Going down to this level was very easy for me. Making Wobble and making another game for Nintendo, which appealed to Nintendo 3DS audience, which I never imagined. When I conceived that game, I planned the game, we planned only for the Android and the mobile thing. When we pushed it to publisher, then only he said, and they know the industry much more than what we know. So my thing is that I would definitely, and that's how, all the names we talk about, we talk about Tim Sweeney's, we talk about the John Carmack. I'm not saying that we are comparing ourselves with those guys, but that's how the industry was, industry took its shape. It didn't start with something which was, it necessarily need to be small that time. They could easily do certain stuff. Even Tetris is not an easy code, when they did it. So.
Okay, thank you.
Learn the experience and you take the experience to the bigger game. I think as long as if you can take the DNA of that, whatever you like in the hardcore game, and then if you make it casual and then bring it into a small, then probably, and then you understand that experience, you learn it. But designing a casual game and designing a hardcore game, they're entirely different things. You can never judge that actually who did this, who could do that, who could make a successful on it.
Well,
yeah.
There's the other thing of fun, right? To make a hardcore game, you need more fun. So if somebody doesn't have something in front and wants to start making games, then you have two options. Either you sell fun before making your own, or you get money for some games. Right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have access or you don't want to, then
yeah,
that's why investors don't understand.
Yeah, that's why. Meaning, another thing
exactly
is, as I said, you take the DNA of whatever you like about hardcore games.
Plant vs. Zombie, World of Goo, these are the examples. These are at the, thin line. They exist there. They are at the thin line. So they have taken the DNAs and the genes of those things and they created the 2D boys. They're like the amazing guys,
That would help actually. That would make your designers too happy and when they play the game, they enjoy it. It has those elements.
All the questions outside. Wolves.
Brothers will take questions outside during lunch. So you're free to talk to him. We've got an entry. This was a last minute entry actually. We've got Raju coming from Visakhapatnam. He's an MP developer, and he'd like to show his promo. So please come up. Please give him a round of applause. So I want to say this again. Please come up while he's getting set up. I want to talk about this forum again. Guys, this forum we've created for people like Raju, who are actually out there creating their games and wanting to actually make it out there. By the way, thank you very much, Rajat, for the excellent presentation. Thank you very much. So he's going to be hearing from two people at least, Justin Bieber and Chetan Bhagat. Both of them don't think they are casual. Yeah, so talking about this forum a little bit, I want to say that, please, everybody who is thinking of an idea or has a game or has a promo, please, you are welcome. Please write into the Nasscom forum. Shruti is the moderator out there. And you're going to be given us a slot like this during the next meetup. And you can come in and present your idea and basically take feedback from the people who are out here.
My name is Divyan Subraj Verma. I am coming from Cortland Games, which is located at Visakhapatnam, a small independent game developers fair. So we are making a 3D side-scrolling physics-based action adventure and puzzle platform. The name was The Adventures of Pluto. First, I would like to thank the Nasscom Gaming Forum to give this chance to us.